Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back. Well, we're out here doing a little late night content, and this is a special one because what I'm going to share with you guys is, some family history. And this recently happened. Now, I wanted to make a video sooner than later. Sadly, time was not on my side. Well, it is now. And we're happy to make time now to do this video. So, a little backstory. My grandfather, I'm his namesake, my grandfather, Bob Hatch. He, he and I, we, had a good relationship, I would say. I have a lot of memories of him. And as of late, I've been doing a lot of reflecting and thinking about those times that I've had with him and the things he used to say, the things that he used to do, just stuff like that. Well, the family right now is going through a process, if you will. My grandfather is survived by my grandmother, who is now 93 years young. And, first shout out to my grandmother, Lavelle, and my Aunt Tammy. They are subscribers, and they watch my videos. So, love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. This one's for you guys, and Grandpa. Well, recently I was offered the chance to go down and take a look at some of the things that were left on the property that he used to facilitate a RV business. Well, meaning he used to buy, sell, trade recreational vehicles like trailers and RVs and sometimes boats and cars. Yeah. So, that being said, he had a nice piece of property, and the family recently sold it, and now we have to go through everything that's left on the property. A lot of things were dismantled and demolished and done away with, but there's still some things to be, handled. So I went down there and, with my uncle Richard, and he and I went through some things down there. Excuse me. Nose is itchy. Anyway, so I went down there last Wednesday, and I found some stuff that kind of surprised me. I will make another video of other things that I found that I was able to procure and save. But this tonight is a special item, and I'll share with you guys why. So, as a kid and as a teen, my grandfather, would entertain me with his guitar. He played cowboy songs. He loved Western culture. In the 1930s, 40s, 50s, 60s, it was very, very popular here in Southern California. A lot of people tend to forget that. The Western culture was huge. And my grandfather was no stranger to it. He was very much influenced by it. As a kid, I was surrounded by Western TV shows that he would watch on TV, such as Gunsmoke, Bonanza, all those classics, as I've shared with you guys, that I've been watching Bonanza, and I have some Bonanza items, just the tin cups from the Ponderosa Ranch, and, I've been watching this show on YouTube, and so I've been connecting with him that way. But there's a song he used to sing to me because I like trains, and this was his way of communicating to me, sharing with me his love of Western music, also trains, to me, because that's who I was, and that's what I liked, and of course I still like trains. But the song that he would sing was this one. Wabash Cannonball. That's right. Now, I found this sheet music years ago at an antique store. I knew I had to have it because, well, the cover's great. It has a locomotive pulling a train, and it has, good old Rex Griffin on the cover. I can't find any recording of his cover of this song, but maybe it'll turn up on 78. But anyways, many times they would print this exact same copy and then alternate the artist on the cover. So yeah, he might not have covered it. Who knows? But anyway, it's complete. It's good. And I've had it in my collection for a number of years with the intent of framing it in honor of my grandpa, because he always sang this song. It's very near and dear. So that's an important piece of family history right there. Just the fact that he and I had that, connection. He would, embrace my love of railroads by singing that song, and hopefully getting me into Western music. And at the young age that I was, sadly, country music didn't really offer much, to me. I wasn't drawn to it. Now, of course, I love classic Western swing, and I've been able to really embrace some of that. But anyhow, sadly, after he's passed on, but that's how it goes sometimes. Anyhow, I was going to say, I have that sheet music, and the memories of him singing that song to me are quite dear. Well, when I was at the lot on Wednesday, my uncle pulled something out of a big old cabinet, a tool locker, if you will. And, well, again, I'm wearing my engineer's cap. I thought it was appropriate. But he showed to me something that I'm going to share with you guys. And it's this. Yes, it's a railroad lantern. It is. It's made by Handlin. Dates to about, I'd say the 1930s, maybe early 40s. Nice piece. Well, he's showing it to me, and as I'm holding it and I'm looking at it, I notice something, and I nearly fall over. You see that? Right there? Yeah. Belonged to the Wabash Railroad. I think that's appropriate. Now, after looking at this lantern and, looking it over and realizing that it was his, he had it, and I remember seeing it in the tool shed or the workshop that he had off the side of his office on the property. And, I remember seeing at least a couple of railroad lanterns hanging near a window. This one, and I believe an electric one, which I do have. It's an electric brakeman lantern, signal lantern, conductor's lantern, whatever. But anyways, I have that too. And they were sitting in this tool locker for who knows how long. The building that they used to dwell in, that I remember seeing them in, has been dismantled and demolished since. But yeah, these two were spared. This one is the key one. Now, railroad lanterns as they go are traditionally very collectible and very expensive. These are not uncommon. They're fairly easy to acquire. Appraisal would be probably $50 to $80 depending. Of course, the globe would increase the price, but the frame itself is more or less $50-$60. But for me, that has nothing to do with what this is. This is something that my grandfather had. It's marked Wabash, and that means that that's special to me because he and I had that thing going on with that song. So that is just that I almost fell over when I read that this was used by the Wabash Railroad. Wabash operated through Kansas City and Missouri and whatnot. But the whole song, Wabash Cannonball, it really is, kind of a fabled story. It's a folk song about a fictitious train that didn't really exist until, I would believe, the 1940s, 50s. Wabash did introduce a train called the Cannonball, but that was after the popularity of the song. I don't know. Most resources I've looked up say that the train didn't exist, that it was a folk song about a ghost train of sorts. But I'm going to do a little more digging and find out what the real roots of the song are. But without getting too technical, it's a great song. I enjoy it, and to have a lantern that my grandfather owned marked Wabash is, well, that's a sign from him to me. I'd say I think he actually had a hand in helping preserve this for me and waiting for the right time for it to come into my possession. I do miss him quite a bit. He was a jokester, and we're going to get into this and inspect it a bit. I think that's only fair. We should inspect it. Well, so far, so good. It's actually very clean. Let's remove the globe here. That's in good shape. The chimney is actually pretty clean. You see in there? Not bad. Very complete. Let's take a look at the fount here. I don't think there's any fuel in it. I'd be surprised if there was. It's been in a storage, container for who knows how long. I know that my grandfather had this probably before I came about. Then again, my grandfather hit a lot of yard sales. He was definitely a yard sale guy, especially in his retired years. But, I don't know where he got it, but I know he had it when I was just very little. But anyways, this looks amazing. You see that? See the brass? I have another light source here. Maybe I can bring it over a little bit more so you can actually see it better. Is that better? It's amazing. It's really good shape. Oh, feels like there's a wick in there. Oh, there is a wick. Check that out. That's a wick. There is a wick in this thing. Wow. Okay. Well, I don't think this is the screw-off variety. This is pressure fit. All right. Well, holy cow. It smells like kerosene. What? Does this thing have fuel in it? Well, okay. It's got the cotton batting and it's damp. Well, friends, I don't know what to say. This thing is probably good to go. It probably won't burn for very long, but we'll see how long it burns. Because, well, heck, the wick is great. It's in good shape. I just got to poke that back in. There we go. Okay. There. All right. Cool. All right. Well, friends, this thing appeared to me that might just be just fine. Yeah. All right. Let's put this all back together and we'll see how it goes. All right. Wow. Yeah, that's kerosene, all right. No mistaking that. Well, you're going to see it here. It's going to be fired for the first time in who knows how long. I've done this before in these videos where I've lit lanterns for the first time in who knows how long. But since this belonged to my grandfather, he must have lit it at least once or twice. And I don't know how often he did. So we're going to find out. He might have gotten it just as it is and left it in his tool shed. And he might not have ever used it. All right, here it goes. Oh, yeah. Wow. Not bad. You know, these dead flame, railroad lanterns. That's not bad. You know, that's pretty great. Yeah, it is. Well, Grandpa. Listen to the jingle, the rumble and the roar. Man, oh man. The Great Pacific Ocean. No, from the Great Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific shore. I forget all the words, but yeah. If you want to hear the song, you can look it up on YouTube. There's many recordings posted. I would play the song for you guys, but I know that YouTube would be probably flagging my video for using copywritten material. But anyways, we have a Wabash lantern, sheet music, and your host, who, that's really the only connection to that railroad I have, is that my grandfather would sing that song to me. So, yeah. Man, my nose just wants to itch tonight. I'm sorry about this, but wow. That's... Anyways. Well, Grandma, Tammy, Richard, thank you. And thank you, Grandpa. You know, my grandpa passed on my birthday in 2017. And a lot of people kind of are surprised and they don't know really what to say when I tell them that. I say it's okay. Sorry, my nose just wants to itch. Anyways, I say it's okay. You know, my grandfather was a practical joker, and he always tried to best me on my birthday, no matter what. If I had a party at the house, he'd always try to one-up me. He always tried to get my goat. He always tried to take the attention off of the guest of honor. Am I bitter? No. Of course I'm not bitter. You know, it was my grandpa. He always got such a charge out of it, too. He just... I have a story I will share at another date that might be amusing to you all. But anyways, when he passed on my birthday, I just shook my head and I laughed. I says, of course. Of course. Of course Bob Hatch would have to pass away on my actual birthday. So, there we go. Miss you, buddy. I miss you, Grandpa. Yep, I do. That's why I endure episodes of Bonanza, which I now like, and listen to Western songs, and I kind of, connect with him there. And I think I mentioned this, but on my camp out this year up at Crystal Lake for my birthday, a friend of mine, he brought a guitar, and he sang and played Wabash Cannonball around a campfire, and that was a very, very, very special thing that he did for me. And I know he understands. I've told him that it was a very special thing that he did for me, but I don't think he still understands just what that really meant. But anyways, it's getting late, and you've heard enough of me yammering on about my sentimental self about my grandpa. But anyway, Wabash lantern burns for the first time ever, probably. I think it's appropriate. I think so. All right. Well, stay tuned for the next installment, the next video, and we'll have more things to share and more stories to tell. And just remember, Halloween is coming up on the 31st, and that's not very far. It's just a little over a week. Actually, no, It's about a week away. Halloween's a week away. I will be making that special video with Halloween content. So stay tuned for that, and we'll see you guys again soon here out in the Time Cave. Good night.